Koichi.
I'd never seen her freeze, not once in all those months. But when she saw that handwriting, 40 years of composure cracked in a single breath. This is why it tasted different. This is what I couldn't name.
He brought ingredients from places I've never been. When they ran out, I replaced what I could, but I couldn't replace everything. That's his journey, not mine. I never went with him.
The kuromitsu I tasted on my first day, the one that changed everything, was already a shadow of what it had been. The real recipe was in this notebook, and the ingredients were in places I'd never been. I want to go. I want to find what's missing.
Page 34. He circled a village name twice.
The recipe wasn't complete. It never had been. Not since we started. I held the map. I just had to follow it. Three trains, each one smaller than the last, each one taking me further from everything I knew.
In Kanroan, I measured time by customers and orders. Here, time was measured by smoke and water and the angle of light on rice.
I'm sorry to bother you. My name is Hoshino Nakaruma. I came from Tokyo, from a wagashi shop called Kenroe. I found this notebook. The owner, he wrote about charcoal, about this village. I'm looking for ingredients from his recipe.
Koichi.
How's it going? It's weird here without you.
He said Koichi's name, then he just turned away.
So follow him.
She was right. As always, she was right. How long does this take?
Done when it's done.
Can you tell me about Koichi?
City man. Sat all night. Didn't complain.
I was used to kitchens where things happened in minutes, where impatience was energy. Here, impatience was noise.
Koichi understood. Most people want fast charcoal. He wanted deep charcoal.
The third depth wasn't an ingredient you could buy. It was patience. The willingness to sit with the fire until it spoke to you. In the kitchen, I learned to trust my palate. Here, I was learning to trust time.
He sent me the same picture once. 30 years ago.
The cliff to the north.
Meters up. I couldn't look down. I couldn't look up. I could only look at my hands. And they were shaking. The same shaking I thought I'd left behind in Kanarawan. This is it. This is the second depth. I didn't conquer the cliff. I didn't defeat my fear. I just opened my hand, and the mountain gave me what I came for. I found it! The honey!
He told me the sweetest honey comes in September. He was right.
Sugar for sweetness, honey for wildness, smoke for memory, and time. Because Takeshi taught me that nothing worth making is fast.
Koichi would be proud.
You are Nagomi?
Listen,
Koichi! Koichi.
Did he laugh a lot when he was here?
Every night, loudest one at the table.
He didn't laugh much at home. I always wondered where he kept his
he
laughter.
kept it here, with them.
Thank you.
40 years. She never knew he laughed here. She never came. And now, through a phone, she heard what she'd been missing.
The sea. Different work, same patience.
The mountain gave me chark honey, but it gave Chifa something I hadn't planned. The sound of her husband's laughter, 40 years late.